Okay, good morning, guys. Yeah, so today, as the first class, so we would be, I will be taking that like now, just so we will look at the dev environment setup. We'll check that. Okay. So now here, when it comes to the rename, so we'll say it as 2024. Yeah. Okay, I'll be sharing this link with you. Whatever I'm going to do, I'm typing here. Like with this, we will be using it as a whiteboard. Yeah. So the first thing uh, is it my voice is clear? Can you hear me? Can you see my screen? Can someone come?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So the first thing is, like, no, we before we start anything here, like, no, we need to ensure that our dev environment is setup is done. Once dev environment is ready, then we can go ahead and concentrate on learning things. The first thing is Java full stack. When you take this here, the dev. Okay, let me take it as a dev env. This is a dev environment. We need to choose the first, the what version of the JDK we are going to work with that. If you are a Mac user, we can install through the Brew. Or if you are a Windows user, you can download and we can install. Like, no, let's if we take that here, iTerminal item. So I can see what is the current version which is installed in my machine. Okay, if I'm looking at here, Java hyphen minus version. If I say that here, it is saying it as I am using the Java 21. If you go and look at the online, what is the JDK download? What is the latest version? We can check that here. So okay, JDK. It's a JDK 22 is the latest version. Okay. So Java 22, Java 21 is the latest long-term release, and the Java 22 they have released the like no the it's not long-term support. 21 they have given the long-term support. 22 it's a recently they have released that here. Okay, you can download 21. We can download JDK 21. Like, no, depends on your operating system. You can choose, and we are going to download that. Or you can do through the Brew installation. In case of the Windows, it's a simple thing. Just you are going to install it here. Okay, here if I'm taking here JDK 21 or 22, so either anything is fine. So I would ask you people to go with the 21. You just I'm copying this here. The first thing is we are going to install the JDK. We would be installing that. Okay, let me select this here. I can drag it. Yeah. So let me put it here. So we'll continue in the same way. This is a place where you can download that and do the installation. Once you have done with that, the next thing is whether Java is installed properly or not. In order to check that here, you will be using the command called the Java minus version. So which is going to tell you that what version it is installed in your machine. Okay, the second step is once installation is successful, like now we want to ensure that whether these things are working or not. So to quickly test that here, you can use the command called the J shell. Okay, let me increase the size. Okay, there should be a settings. Okay, if I'm seeing here keyboard pointers under advanced settings. Okay, let me say it as a okay, your name. Okay. Regular, I'm going to increase to the some 15. I'm going to say that here. Yeah, this is good enough. 15 or 16. So where we can read it that. Okay. So this is a place where I'm saying it as cool. So here, once Java is installed, you need to check that here whether Java is proper or not. One thing is we are saying it as a Java minus version, which is going to say that what is the latest version. Whether things are working or not, you can test that by using the command called the jshell. There is a command called the jshell, which is an interactive shell. Now where we can say, we can type it as a system.out.println, where we will be saying it as a welcome to Java world. This would print the welcome to Java world, or you can take the one expression 2 plus 3, how much you are going to say that here, 8 into 3, how much, so something you're going to say that here, 8 into 3, so which is going to say that here. If this interactive shell, if you are doing this some mathematic expression, if you give some result, or if you are using the some message, you are going to say it as a hello. If I'm saying here, it is going to give error, there is no doubt. Okay, because you cannot call directly print method. There is something called the, in order to print some message, you would be using the system.out.println. If this works, okay, this is one, we are going to say that here. If it is quit, okay, this is a no exit. This is a help exit. Okay, this is not saying that here. I'm not sure what is the command to quit this. Quit is not a this. Here we are going to say that here slash exit. Yeah, this is a slash exit, which is going to clear that here. Okay. Now here we are going to say it as the first command. We ensure that Java minus version. This is fine. And in order to check that here, jshell, you say that here, and where you can type the some expression 2 plus 3 or something like, no, it is 9, it is coming the proper result, there is no problem. And whenever you are printing some message, system.out.println, so you write your message welcome to Java world, so where it will be saying that as it's a message, things are fine, then we are going to exit, so goodbye, and it's coming out of that. These steps will ensure your JDK installation is proper. And another one is, another way we can test that here. Once you have done Java installation, you can create a one Java file. You can create it here. You can say it as a touch, or some command prompt, or directly you can create Java file. You can create it here. The simplest way is here. You can, if you're using the Mac, just you say that here touch. So hello world.java, you create this file. So ls, if I look at here, you will see that there is a one file which will be created as a hello world.java. In order to edit that here, code, I'm going to set as a hello world.java. So this is going to open the Visual Studio Code. It's going to open, or some other equivalent, you can open that here. You are writing a class called the public hello world. I'm going to write it here. And what is the message you want to print it here? First, you write it in a main method, public static void main string array as the args, and this is a place where we are going to set as a system.out.println. So we will be saying it as a welcome to Java world. This is a message I printed. I am typing in my code. So what we did was we created one simple Java file we created. We opened with the one of our favorite IDs. We can open with the, in case of the Windows Notepad or something, you can use it here. Now what I did was the creation of that file I have done through the command touch hello world.java I created, which is going to create a hello world Java file. It is going to create it here. Okay, can't we do by using the directly opening the ID? Yeah, we can do that, but the command line is so powerful. Like, creating the file, you need not, like, you can open your ID from the command prompt. It looks really nice, and it will save a lot of time also. Instead of going to that application creating the file, what I did was I created by using the touch command. I created a Java file, and to open this file in the editor, what I did was I want to open with the Visual Studio Code, and this is a file. I said that here. If you are using the Windows, you can say it as a notepad, and you can give it as a hello world. The same thing will work. Notepad here we don't have the notepad, that doesn't open that. So in case of the Windows, notepad hello world, if you say that, it is going to open with the notepad. The touch command still it is valid. In case of the Windows, it is a copy con. So we will be saying it as a hello world dot Java. You will say that here in case of the copy con. This is what you use the command. In Windows also, if you are using the PowerShell, yeah, this touch command will work. So you can do that. Once I open this here, this is what I typed my code, and I am going to save my file. Whether it is compiling or not, I need to check that here. My Java compiler is working properly or not. I need to check that here. I would be using the Java world hello world.java. If everything is fine, it would generate the .class file it's going to generate. This is a Java file. This is a class file it generated. In order to execute that here, we'll say that here Java hello world. Java, we are going to say it as a okay. I don't know what is this. Okay, Java start to start. What happened to this? Okay, let me open this here. Fine. So just I'm going to set as a Java. Let me maximize. So Java C, already we have done that here. Java hello world. Okay, tab is not working. It is getting stuck. Some reason this is not getting the Java hello world. Okay, this is what I'm going to do this here, which is going to print the welcome to Java world. So now here I executed some commands I executed. I'll be discussing about that here. In order to see that here, once installation is done, to confirm that, we are going to use the Java-version, which will tell you that what version of the JDK it is installed. Now whether your Java environment is working properly or not, to test that here, you can use the jshell is a command. We can use it here. So jshell is a interactive Java command. It is a interactive Java command where you can execute your Java commands, or Java. Suppose when you're working in a large project, so you want to know how that particular function works. You cannot create a separate project and go and test that. Instead, you can make it. You can go to the JShell. Suppose I got a doubt. Hey, I'm doing the. I have a number called the 3.4. This is a value I'm having here. If I do the round, what is the value it is going to get? If I do the seal, what is the value I'll get it here? So when you get this doubt, then you would be opening the JShell you are going to open. And you know that here math dot, I'm going to set as a round. And what is the value? 3.5556, comma, I want to do round up to the 2 decimals. I want to do that here. Or round, I'm going to do this here. What is the value it is getting? It is getting the 4. Similarly, if I'm doing the seal, I'm going to do that here. Seal I'm doing here, which is going to give the 4. If I'm doing it as a, I'm going to set as a 3.1, which is going it as a 4. I'm going to do the floor. Okay. I'm doing the floor, which is going to 3. And if I'm doing the round, how it is behaving, I want to see that here. Round. And here we are going to set as a 5. Then it is going to 4. If it is a 1 or 4, it is going to be the 3. So this is what it is giving here. Like in order to test quickly, then we would go and use the J shell. We are going to use it here. So these things we'll discuss in detail later. First, when you do the setup, first we need to ensure the things are working fine. For that you are using here. Then other option is what I told was, you can create a one simple hello world example. Like whenever you are taking any Java program, whatever you are going to write it here, Java file you are going to write it here. Java file will have the extension .java. .java is the extension. I said that you create a one file with the extension hello world.java. Whether you use the command prompt or some other, that's okay. Anyway, you need to create a one file with the extension .java is the extension you are going to create a file. For that, if you are using the Mac, you can use the touch. You will be saying it as a hello world.java. So this is going to create a one Java file. It's going to create it here. You can open with your favorite IDE. It need not to be Visual Studio Code. If Visual Studio Code is not installed, what you can do here is /exit. I'm going to say it as a gedit. Do I have gedit? Let me check that here. Hello world.java. Okay, edit hello world.java. Which one will take that here? No, nothing. It is saying here. So I don't have any gedit or anything here. Just we are using I have a Visual Studio Code which is installed. Okay, I'll be saying it as a code hello world.java. So when I say that here, this file is going to open into the Visual Studio Code. It's going to open. In case if you're using the Windows, the Notepad is a default. It comes. Just you can say that here, Notepad hello world.java. You can say that here. Okay. Once you're done with that, then the next thing is here we are going back. You are created the file, and in order to compile this file, you would be doing it as a Java hello world.java. This is a Java C stands for the Java compiler. Okay. Whenever you install the JDK, when you install the JDK, it is going to install the two things. Okay, JDK, when you install, this would install the two things. One is JDK. The moment you install the JDK in your Java, when you're installing the JDK internally consists of there's something called the JRE, Java Runtime Environment. In order to develop your applications, we require in order to develop the applications, we require a JDK. In order to run your applications, whatever you are running here, you require a JRE. JDK stands for the Java Development Kit. JRE stands for the Java Runtime Environment. So the moment you install the Java, you are going to install the two components. One is a JDK and another one is a JRE. The JDK contains the compilers, debugger, necessary tools to develop your Java application. What other tools are required? It is there, part of the JDK. To run your applications, we require a JRE, Java Runtime Environment. Whatever the applications you developed by using the JDK, in order to run that, we require a JRE, Java Runtime Environment, which internally contains the Java virtual machine, and this is the place where your actual program is going to load it into the class, is going to load it into the memory, and the execution will start. So as a developer, we need to install the JDK and JRE both, because we are going to compile and debug, and at the same time you will be running in a local also. In a client missions where they want to execute the executables, we would be installing the only JRE we are going to install here. Java C stands for the Java compiler, and we are going to compile this program. The moment you compile this program, so because why are you doing the compilation is, this program is written in English, so any human can read it. So this program has to be, where is this? Let me open this once again. code hello world I'm going to open here. This is what we have written, like English we have written here, public class hello world, and this code needs to be converted into the what machine can understand. Okay, in case of the Java, whenever you compiled program, it is not going to generate a directly executables. It generates the instead intermediate file it is going to generate, that we call it as a dot class files, that we call it as a dot class file. When you compile your program Java C, when you use that here, it generates the intermediate file called the with the class name. With the class name, it is going to generate a one new file it is going to generate. Okay, whenever you compile this program, it will generate a intermediate file called the hello world dot class. It is going to generate here. This dot class file contains the bytecode instructions. It contains the bytecode which is specific to the Java runtime environment. Only this code can be understood by the Java runtime environment. Now, once you compile your program, you can take this program, you can run on any operating system. You are compiling this program on Windows, you are compiling this program on Mac. You take that Mac.class file, whatever it generated. This is the intermediate file. You can take this class file and you can run it on any operating system wherever Java runtime environment is present. So in order to execute this .class file, we would be using the command called the Java hello world. That's it. No class, nothing extension. It is going to run your .class file is going to load it into the memory. It will start execution. So this is a way you can test your JDK installation is proper or not. You can check it that. We will discuss more details about that. What is the internals of the JVM and how the JVM works, what is the class loading. We'll discuss that later. But now we need to understand here, like no, the JDK, whatever I installed, the things are working fine. Any questions so far? Any questions? Does anyone has any questions? Yeah. Any questions so far? Okay. Yes, can you make it a little interactive? Any questions? If you don't have any questions, you can say no. If there is any question, if you ask, I can give the explanation about that. By the way, can you hear me? Okay. Chetu or Pad?
Oh yeah, we can hear you.
You can hear me? Okay. Cool. So this is the first thing as an installation we need to do that here. The next one is we need to install the IDE. The IDE. So this IDE we can take it as the IntelliJ Community Edition. Okay, just we are going to type it as a IntelliJ Community Edition download. So where you have a IntelliJ Community Edition. So this is what you will be downloading, depends on your operating system. You can choose and we can download that. Windows or Mac or Linux. So you can take this as a community edition. You are going to download that here. Okay, so in my case, I'm saying it as a Mac and I'll be putting this link. Once you download that, the community edition, IntelliJ Community Edition, when you're downloading here. Now, the moment you install that, then you can open this here, like no IntelliJ IDE, which is going to open. This is what it's going to open. Okay, DB migration, something we are going to do this year. like in your case, you may not open the DB migration. Like no, you have to create a one new project. We need to create it here. New project when you are creating here. Uh, like no, how to create this new project and what are the things we need to create, that we will see next classes. We will be seeing that here. Okay, this is our one thing. We have to install the IDE we are going to install. Once you are done with this IDE installation, then you will be installing the VS Code. Okay, VS Code you can install, Visual Studio Code. This also, it's a simple thing, so I'll be saying it as a VS Code. Visual Studio Code, you can download from the depends on your operating system. You can download and you can do the installation of the Visual Studio Code. We can do that. Okay, this is a place where you can download the Visual Studio Code. We can download, and once you have done that here, the next thing is, if your JIT is not installed, JIT if it is not installed, like no JIT, if I'm taking here git bash. Okay, there's something called the git bash. Okay, git bash, you can download the, like no, depends on your operating system, you download and install. That you can do from here. You are going to do this here. So depends on what operating system you are using, you can download and you can install. The next thing is, you create a one GitHub account. Okay, you create a you just GitHub. Okay, the GitHub, first you are going to set as a register and create a account with the GitHub. So this, how to do that, you can spend some time online. Okay, so how I'm going to register and creating the account with the GitHub, you can check that. So this, the Git is the tool which you are going to install in your machine. The GitHub is you are going to create an account with the GitHub, and where you would be creating the, what are the work you are doing. That work you are going to push to the GitHub, you are going to push, and in future whenever you want to access, or like no, when you want to share with somebody, or you want to maintain the multiple versions, we need this GitHub. GitHub is a source code repository where we can do much more than the like persisting the source code. We can like there is something called the new features they have introduced, where you can create a GitHub actions, like what are the Jenkins does, that same thing you can do by using the GitHub actions. Okay, what is that, we will discuss in detail. And then next one is we need a one more tool called the dbeaver. Okay, dbeaver is a database tool, where it is saying that universal database tool, like you can connect with these many databases, you can connect with that. Okay, much more than that, you download and install the dbeaver. You can download and install. Let me put it here. The next tool is dbeaver. Okay, this is a place. How to use that we'll see later. dbeaver, dbeaver. So this is a one tool which will help us to connect with the databases. In order to connect with the databases and how to install that, there is another cloud service provider. This is a cloud service provider. We can register a one account in render.com. So this is a place where we can deploy our application into the render.com. We can deploy that here. These are the basic things, are any developer who are going to work on the Java, this bare minimum is required. One more thing I forgot, sorry. There's something called the Maven. Okay, this is a Maven. You can download the Maven. It's a simple thing. Maven we can download from the here. We can download, and or if you are using the Mac, you can from the Brew you can install the Maven. We can install it here. This is another tool, the build tool. As a developer, your machine must have this. So I want you guys to install these things, and keep it ready. So Yeah, apart from that, I don't see anything else. Like now, if your machine is powerful, you have a good RAM and a good all these things, like you can install the Docker desktop. It's not mandatory. Okay, if your laptop is good, you want to explore about the Docker, you can go with the Docker desktop. Okay, Docker desktop you can install in your operating system, depends on the what operating system you are using. Just installed Docker desktop you can install here. These are the tools is required for this entire course. Once you are done with this dev environment setup, then we can get started with our core Java discussion, so that we need not to go back and install the tools every time. Okay, these are the minimum things which is required for us. Cool. So first you are going to install the Java, then we would be installing the IDE, then we are going to install the one more a simple lightweight what you can call IDE. So you are using that here, Visual Studio Code. Then we are going to install the Git. Then we would be installing the you are going to create a account in the GitHub, and then you are doing the dbeaver we are going to install, and render.com you would be creating the one account. The Maven we are going to use it here, build tool, and the Docker desktop. If you want to play with the Docker and how Docker works, to get more information about that, you would be using the Docker. We are going to use it here. Cool. Medium, I'm going to put it here. Let me drag it and put this here. This is not required. This is not required. This is about the development environment. Yeah, some of the things I'm asking you to go and explore that. I think these are the simple steps. They there will not be any difficulties in installing these things. If you face any difficulty also, you need to find browse it and try to install these things. It's these days it's made it as a very simple. Most of operating systems, they have got the either Brew is in case of the Mac. In case of the Windows, all are executables. Just we need to follow the installation wizard. Click next, and what are the default options they are asking. You can go ahead with the default options. Any questions here?
So where can we get the links for each of the download links?
This is the link I pasted here. I'm going to share this link. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
You can view, you cannot edit that. So this is a place where I'm going to send you this. Okay, you can copy from that, and when you open that, can you check that whether you are able to open that or not?
Yeah, it works. Thank you.
Works. Yeah. So this is a class running notes, and I would be sharing this running notes with you. Whatever I am typing here, this data will not be lost. So you can see that here. This at least it will be available for 1 year. This day, whatever the notes we are doing here. Yeah. Cool. So once you do that here, then we can start our journey with the what is by using the IDE, how we are going to create a project. What are the something. First thing is I would be discussing about the Maven. So what is this Maven is? Maven is a build tool, and whenever you are working in a projects, the project should have the standard directory structure. When you move from one project to another project, the project directory structure, it should not vary from one project to another project. Across the developer community, they should have the common standards. So this Maven has given the standard directory structure they have given. So whenever you create any Maven project, this would be the standard directory structure. hey, you have your project name. This is a project name is, let's put it as a learning Java or core Java or learning JFS, Java full stack. Okay, JFS, you are going to say that this is my project. When I create this project, and this project will have the couple of directories. And in the root level, there would be some file name called the form.xml file. There's something called the form.xml. This is a project object model. This is a place where we do the configuration. So, hey, what are the dependencies are required? What is this project contains? What are the modules it contains? Like when you are pulling the dependencies, where to pull, those all configurations will be done it in a form.xml file. Okay. This is a place where you would be configuring the almost all your dependencies and how Java has to pull dependencies, where to pull that, where to look for that, and if this project is a multi-module project, what are the modules it contains? These configurations you would be writing in a form.xml file. Then there is a folder called the SRC. There is a folder name called the SRC. Okay, here it will have a folder. There is a folder name called the SRC main Java. Similarly, you have a one more thing we call the SRC main SRC test Java. Okay, SRC test Java, you have two things you are having here, SRC main Java, and another one is a SRC test Java we are having here. Wait, selecting all the things. Cool. Some reason it let me cut from here. I'm going to put it here. Okay, cool. Okay, learning Java is my first project, and it will have the project will have the SRC main Java, SRC test Java, and then there is something called the form.xml file. There is something called the form.xml. Okay, at a root level, we'll have the form.xml. You will have it here. Cool. Form.xml, you will have it here. SRC main Java and SRC main resources. There is a one more folder called the SRC main resources. And here you would have the one more SRC test Java. What is this here? Okay. This is SRC test resources. Like now, similarly, we have something called the SRC test resources. If you take this here, this is my standard directory structure. Any Maven project or any Maven or a Gradle project will follow. All my test cases will be in the test Java. All my test related configurations data will be in SRC test resources. All my Java code will be in SRC main Java. All my project related configurations or module related configurations will be there in SRC main resources. So when you are working in a project, suppose you need to fix some class or you need to create one new class, you know that as a developer, hey, this is a Maven project. All my source code will be available in SRC main Java. Suppose you need to add one new property or you need to change the password in your configurations. You know that SRC main resources is a place where my configurations will be done. You will go and make modification. SRC test Java, all your test cases will be written in SRC test Java you will be writing, and test related configurations you would be doing in resources. There is something called the pom.xml file. This is a standard directory structure which will be given by the Maven. And when you are creating the Maven, one advantage is that what is a JDK? You may be having the multiple versions in your machine, and across the team they should use the same version of the JDK. They have to use it here. Those all configurations you would be doing inside the pom.xml file. So when you're using the build tool is they will standardize your project directory structure. The build tools will standardize the directory structure. Can I customize this? Yes, you can do that. But generally we don't do that unless until there is a specific reason or a specific need. So generally we will follow most of the projects will follow the standard directory structure which is given by the Maven. So we will create a Maven project. Then we will start our hello world discussion or the baby steps to learn the Java. We will be starting with the Maven project, and we will create a multiple modules in this project. You will be learning some core Java. First we are going to full stack. You will be learning about the core Java. You are going to learn that here. Then you would be learning about the JDBC. You are going to learn that here. Then you we are going to say Java learning underscore JDBC. We'll follow the same naming conventions. Learning underscore core Java, learning underscore JDBC, learning underscore, we are going to say it as a JSON and AML, how to learn that here. Learning underscore Spring Boot. So like this, you are going to create in your root project, you are going to create a multiple modules. And whenever you are learning the learning core Java, all your examples, you are going to put it inside this module. When you're learning the JDBC, all your modules will be kept here. Suppose if you are developing the one project, the quiz application, okay, just you will say that here quiz application is also in one module. You will develop that quiz application as a separate module you will develop, and you are going to maintain the single repository for all your modules. That's a root project name is learning JFS Java full stack. Whatever you are learning the modules. So in why I'm saying these modules and all these things initially, once you start working on the project you will see huge modules. You will see that sometimes 30-40 modules. You will see that you shouldn't be getting scared. The modules is nothing but the there will be a multiple teams which they will be working on that, and the one person cannot go and work in all over the places. There will be admin module, there is a reports module, there is a analytics module, there is something called the user management and profile management. You would have so many modules. You will have it here, and everything you cannot dump it into the one source code or one package. What you will do, we do the logically, we will do a small module. You will do that here. Inside that module you would be maintaining that code, and finally you are going to integrate all the things, or you are going to ensure that all the things are seamlessly they integrated, or they are communicating. That's what your job is. So we will create a multi-module project and we'll add all your modules. Then finally, how this multi-module projects, this project you can independently build and you can deploy that. How to do that? I'll be explaining how I will be showing that here. The multi-module project and the learning core Java, we will start from the day one. What are the examples we need to take care, and what are the examples we are going to execute day one, and we will follow the certain conventions, and we will maintain source code. And finally, this application I'll push to the GitHub, and from there you can clone it and you can see what are the examples we are going to do it in tomorrow's class. So this is the way we will be continuing our session. So first ensure that your dev setup is ready. Then you are going to create a Maven project. It's a simple thing, Maven project creation. Yeah, when you're doing the first time, these all jargons will make you a little scared. Nothing, these are simple. And as a Java developer, day in and day out, you will be working with these things. Just it will become mother tongue, how the people speak. The same thing, the Java developer, Maven, and all these things. Like the day you started working or started doing the coding, you start seeing all like now Maven projects and Gradle project. It will become so natural for you. Like hey, whenever you create a Maven project, this is a standard directory structure. Automatically, it will be registered in your mind. And multiple times you would be doing that. Don't worry. All these things you'll get familiar with that. Yeah. Any questions here? Any questions?
No, none for me.
Good. Okay, I think we will stop it today. I think there are a couple of other people supposed to join. They didn't join. So yeah, we'll connect tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll 7:15 to 8:30 will continue initially. Then we will extend the out time once you started discussing the real topics. No. Yeah. Thank you guys. If you don't have any questions.
Thank you.